1977 Toyota, originally a Keystone MicroMini. This thing was a complete teardown, tore it down to the frame rails. It's Phylon RV fiberglass on 5mm plywood. It's fastened to 1x4s. It's screwed to a steel square tube cage. So it's all custom made. Original seats. Vinyl's in pretty good shape. There are a couple of tears in this passenger seat here. Driver's seat's in good shape. Door panels are in good shape. I do have a box for the radio delete because I put this under dash unit with GPS. New carpet. It doesn't have air conditioner. I do have the unit that came from the factory, was an under dash kit for the air conditioner, but the compressor was seized, so I just pulled the entire system out. Didn't really think it was necessary anyway. You do get fresh air through these vents. Heat does work, defrost works. It's the original ID tag. July 1977. Gross vehicle weight 4,600. That's Toyota's number for the cab chassis setup. It was originally claimed as 1,850 on front, 2,900 on the rear. That's the max. I put it on some scales. It comes out to about 1,450 on the front and 2,600 on the rear. American Racing Torque Thrust 2, 15x10 on the rear, with new Hankook tires, factory drum brakes, 15x6 on the front, Hankook tires, new rotors and brakes on the front. The color, I think, was originally a Datsun color, vanilla cream. The brown is like a custom metallic root beer. You can't really see it in the shade, but there's a little bit of sparkle in it. I've got an outdoor GFCI outlet. This is your fuel compartment for gasoline. I do have airbags on the back. It's got air shocks. So this one valve fills both air shocks. And then right and left airbags are filled independently to adjust for load. If there's more load on the right side, you'll add more air to keep it level. This is the trap door for your shore power hookup. Standard 30 amp RV plug. Comes with adapters for a 15 or 20 amp. This is the water door, so you can either fill the tank. There's a 22-gallon tank behind this wall, or you can just leave your water hose hooked up city water to keep it pressurized that way. Now this setup uses two different dump valves. This is the dump valve for the 8-gallon black tank that's under the potty. It's very simple. just pull. Standard 3-inch RV valve. I don't have a lid on this one yet, but this is also a 3-inch. And the pull handle is closer to the tank. New exhaust. We'll open the hood. It's got a hood prop. This is a 20R 4-cylinder gas engine. A new Weber 3234. Some of the ignition components are new. Cap, rotor, plugs and wires. It's a long tube header in place of the cast iron manifold. The long tube header boosts the torque figure. It's got a new alternator, new radiator hoses, lower and upper, new water pump, these vacuum lines, little rubber hoses are new. The rubber fuel line is new. It's got a regulator to regulate pressure to the carburetor. Electric choke. The hydraulic cylinder for the clutch is new. It does have a new clutch installed with about 20 miles on it as of December 2020. The ignition system has been modified at some point in its life. This is a factory voltage regulator. This is a new one that I put on here, but they had already wired in this. It's like a solid state capacitor. This does regulate the voltage with fewer wires. It just uses one wire instead of, it's got 4 wires that come off of the alternator. So this is a simpler system. If it ever fails, I would just replace this Toyota style alternator with a General Motors 1 wire. They're typically cheaper, and it does away with all this stuff here. Okay, I didn't realize my video would cut off at 10 minutes. So here we go, let's step inside. New latch with deadbolt, obscurity glass on the door so you can't see through it. I did make this door, so it's not going to be like factory perfect, but on the original hinge, it shuts fine, it opens fine, seals fine. The original screen door, I did rescreen it. So we've got a grab handle right when we walk in, switch for a courtesy light. There's also a light underneath the step. So since this is all new, it is new subfloor, a vinyl laminate plank on top of the subfloor. Here's your breaker box. So you've got your breakers for your shore power and your blade type fuses for your 12 volt that run like the lights and things. So immediately facing you when you enter is the bathroom. Install the shower, toilet on an 8-gallon tank. Drain for the showers, that silver box in the corner. It is pretty tight in here, but you got a nice bright light. Window for fresh air. It's an accordion style door. Now right in front of that, here's your water heater. Just pull the door off. 4-gallon Bosch electric unit. 1/2-inch PEX with push connect fittings. 12-volt water pump. That pulls from the water tank that's under this dinette cushion. It's about 23 gallons. This blue line runs to, if you hook a water hose to the outside to pressurize the system, it just bypasses the pump. Frigidaire 110 volt refrigerator. There's not a 12 volt propane option for this refrigerator, but it is new. Separate freezer. This is basically your closet wardrobe, just like a hanging unit. Some hangers. You can put towels and shoes up there. Now the dinette folds down into a bed a little bit bigger than a twin. You can sleep, a 6-foot person can sleep in there. It's about 73 inches wide from wall to wall. Like I said, under this cushion is the water tank. It takes up basically the entirety of that space. 23-gallon tank, and the shore power, the power cord for 110 volt spools inside there as well. Pull it out from the outside. Under this side is storage and your deep cycle battery to run the 12 volt stuff. Windows, homemade curtains, table folds down for the bed. 2-burner stove is currently hooked up to use 1-pound Coleman propane, so you can get those in a 4-pack at Walmart, pretty cheap. Easier than going to the propane store to fill up a big tank, I think. This is the back side of the electric panel. Your 12 volt wires, 110 volt. I did label the stuff, most of the wires. You see that one says it goes to the appliances. Pull out kind of angled drawer, all the brochures and owner's manuals for all the appliances and things. This is the original cabinet frame. These are new cabinet drawers and spaces. The sink is original. There's a new drain for it. I hadn't put it in because if the old one works, it's just ugly. New faucet. Light comes on whenever the water comes out. GFCI outlets. 1, 2. Got a toaster oven advertised as an air fryer too. I don't know, but that lives on this shelf. The shelf can be adjusted. Hood vent that runs on 12 volt. Exhaust goes through to the outside. Sleeping surface is a full size. A couple of 12 volt LED sconces. One here, one on the opposite end. Again, homemade curtains. This is a new foam. It's actually a full-size mattress, foam mattress, not like a RV type cutout thing. This is automotive headliner, so easy to service and replace, and keeps it a little bit quieter and just a softer feel inside. LED lights. All this is run off of the battery right now. When you plug in, it'll automatically, this thing automatically charges, switches to use 110 volt, converting to 12 volt. So that's the inside. And the cab is all original. 4-speed manual. Now I'll start another video to hop in and start the thing up. Okay, real quick, it is a carburetor, not fuel injection, so you got to pump the gas a couple of times. That's the brake light for the parking brake is set. Fuel gauge actually doesn't work. That's the only thing on this truck that doesn't work. It raises to full, but I don't know why it doesn't work. I've tried to wire it a couple of ways. I'll try again. Starts right up. Idles high at first because it's electric choke. Whenever it warms up, the choke eases off and the idle comes down. Or you can just tap the gas and the idle will come down. The voltmeter tells you it's got over 12 volts. So alternator is working. Or pressure gauge is not hooked up. I'm going to put new gauges in here, those auxiliary gauges. It does have the charge light in there, will come on if it drops below 12 volts. The beam light is for your high beams, so pull your lights on, and if you pull the lever for your high beam, you see that blue light comes on so that you know your brights are on. Come on camera, focus. Hazards, left turn, right turn, turn lights off, your wipers, your control knobs for the fan. It is missing a knob actually for the fan, the fan speed selector, like the on-off. But that works, heat works, defrost works. The original upholstery is in pretty good shape. Pretty sure that's the original light bulb too. But pretty neat rig.